So good afternoon, welcome to Trading with Goals. So today we are not discussing any topic in particular because we have loads of ER stocks that we need to look at today as we prepare for next week. Well, this week. So usually, this is usually after we have the Teslas and the Netflix reporting. This is usually the next interesting week for ER because we have like all the giants, most of the giant stocks are here. AMD, Microsoft, Google, most Meta is here. So this week is usually interesting. I hope you guys now are getting to understand. Since you guys have known me, we've done a couple of years, I think 3 quarters now, almost. So we had a year in August, then November, then this one. So you're getting familiar to how to be trading. We discussed, I think last week, how if you want to catch some of these moves pre-ER, you trade ER to ER. So now after stocks have reported earnings, you don't forget about them. Something like Netflix, it was a key play last week because it was post-ER. Okay, so you keep playing the same stock after it reports earnings. Some that still don't have a clear direction, you're still stocking them. Every day you're looking at them. But this week, we have a couple of plays that we might look at, and we have some that I will not bother myself. First, one of them, the one that the top of which I will not bother with is Meta. So we'll trade it, we'll see it. It doesn't look like it's going to hit 400. I don't know, but these are just my speculation and my target levels. It doesn't mean those target levels are the ones you go with. If you want to play any of the stocks, even if I say I won't look at this, you can, okay? Now, the levels we're going to talk about are now based on 4-hour and daily. So if a stock is reporting, let's say like for instance, Meta, it's reporting on Thursday, and then by Thursday, it has hit that 400 or broken, you would have made money with it before ER. But I'm not going to gamble on Meta, okay? I'll wait for it post-ER. So that's what we are going to discuss. And there's some stocks I don't, so earnings, there's some stocks I would mention by passing, and I said, like last week, I said, gamble calls on AXP. The analysis doesn't change. The analysis I usually do for stocks reporting earnings is not based on lower time frame, it's higher time frame. So if a stock, this is what I see on a stock, like what we are going to discuss today. You're fine. So anything we're going to discuss today, don't wait again, you want to hear, Virginia, what is your thoughts? Because the analysis is usually long-term. So when I see something, or when we are doing analysis or a stock has a strategy, and I say we can gamble on calls, or we can gamble both ways, or gamble on puts, or if you have puts, hold, that's it. It's not changing. Whether that stock goes to heaven or hell, the analysis doesn't change. It's the same thing, okay? So Meta, I'm not so, the levels I'm seeing, they're not enticing. So I'll only talk about the stocks that are the levels that are a bit enticing, okay? Anyone who's planning to gamble Meta. Okay, so AMD, Microsoft, BA, LGN, Amazon, XOM, CVX, MasterCard, MRK.
This one I show out okay, so there you are, nothing else, no net.
And Whirlpool. Whirlpool is reporting on Monday, tomorrow, after market close. Okay. UPS, anything that you're not hearing me mention is because I don't think that stock will move enough for me to take a risk at it. UPS, Google, Starbucks. I didn't look at QCO. Hold on. Okay, so we look at the charts and look at the levels and discuss other stocks that I'm also looking at this week. So it will not just be earnings. We have stocks that we should look at this coming week, beginning with Netflix. QCOM, is this enough? 12 points, that's not bad. Okay, so we'll add QCOM there. The problem is, for me, I'm just very particular with stocks that I'm swinging or gambling. So we'll add QCOM there. Okay, take a nap. Okay, and discuss the trend amount we are going to anticipate. Now, if there's any stock you think I've forgotten, I've not mentioned, let me know. This list is long, it's very long. It doesn't mean if I don't talk about that stock, you don't look at it. Just look at it, and if it's giving you, Leroy has become really good. If you want to gamble earnings, look at Leroy. Okay, so Meta and SMCI, I'm not in love with the levels that I'm seeing. This is the other one I was forgetting. SMCI tomorrow. Yeah, it may go up, but I don't know if it's gonna hold. But we'll see the price action tomorrow. But that one, and Meta, Peloton, no. RCL, no. Okay, so we'll discuss all those stocks. Any questions or any stock somebody is looking at and they want me to look at that's reporting ER? Pfizer, those small ATR stocks, you can, if you identify the levels and you know the levels or you know the trend, you can look at them. For me, no. Okay. So it doesn't mean if Virginia says no, you don't look at those stocks. It's just my criteria for the stocks I look at for earnings. Sawa sawa. RGN, or is it R? There's usually two of them are confused. Put the ticker, Donna. What is the ticker? And also Apple, I don't even know if we'll hit. We'll see if we hit 200, but I don't think we'll hit 200. I don't know what they're doing with this stock. So we'll see. Okay. So now, something else I wanted to mention this week that you will start putting those criteria at the forefront, especially for stocks that have reported earnings. You start tracking the volume. Okay, RGN. When is it reporting? Anyone seeing RGN? On Friday. Even a BBV. So start looking at volume so we know when stocks report ER. I think that's what we should look at. I'll look at those two for Friday. So when stocks are reporting earnings, Now, when stock have reported earnings, this is post-ER. We know when a stock reports ER, that day it's reporting, the volume is usually way up there. So like, for instance, UNH, when did UNH report? Was it 20? When was the date for UNH? So it reported the 12th, January 12th. Okay, was it? Here. Now you can see are you guys seeing the Yahoo Finance, what I'm sharing? So this is how you track volume post-ER. If you want to find those stocks that are pulling back or whatever they're going to do, whether they were continuing with the bearish trend, this is how you start tracking. So it reported earnings on the 12th, and you're seeing the volume was just not doing so much. It was just 2 million, 2.9, 2.8, 2.6, 2.6, 2.1, 2.8. And then after it reported ER, that Friday, volume jumped to 6.3. Okay, so from here you start tracking the volume. So here volume was going hand in hand with price because the price dropped and volume went up. Okay, now you start tracking after this volume went from 6.3 to 3.7. So it's telling you, look at this, look at me the following day. The following day, the volume almost the same. Look at me until you catch that move. You can see here, the low was 497 and it went up to 516. So if you want to catch those moves post-ER, you have to start tracking the volume. I know many people are not doing this. You have to start tracking the volume. That's how you will catch these moves, because you want to catch when the volume is not going hand in hand with price. Okay, or the volume is reducing. Like here, volume went from 6.3 to 3.7, telling you, you need to look at this stock the following day. If you see, it had a low of 520 and it had a high of 530. So there was something that happened on that day. If you're not getting a whole day move, either bullish or bearish, it is telling you, look at me again the following day. Okay, you're looking at the same stock again until you get a whole day trending. So we look at the chart and see from 12th what happened. Okay, you need to get a whole day trending up or a whole day trending down for stocks that have reported earnings. Now post-ER, you start tracking the volume, because volume increases, everybody, either people are selling or people are buying. And then you have that calm after a storm. This was the storm and this is the calm. Now you catch this calm and then you catch the next move. Now you see from this 18th, we had it going up, but the volume is reducing. So volume is not going hand in hand. It went up again on Friday. It went up, but volume reduced. So it's telling you, look at me. Volume is not going hand in hand with price. So if you want to find plays post-ER, you're tracking those stocks, look at volume. Okay, so this one went from 7.3 down to 6.1, down to 5.9, and this stock was trending up. It was trending up on Thursday and also Friday. So why is volume not going hand in hand with the price action? It needs to go hand in hand. If it's not, it is telling you UNH should be a key play you're looking at on Monday. Okay. Now, stocks that are reporting ER this week, you can catch moves before they report ER. Okay, so a stock like BA is reporting this week. We know what happened to BA because of news. It was trending down. Okay. So from that day when BA just dropped, look at the volume on that day when BA dropped. Volume went from 11 million to 35. Now, when the volume went from and you can see the price of BA went from 219 the previous day to 199. And this was volume going hand in hand with price. Okay, then after calm, after a storm, the volume is reduced. You look, it's telling you, look at me the following day. Volume reduced, look at me. If nothing is happening, look at me. 14 million, still reducing, look at me. 10 million, still reducing, look at me. 9 million, still reducing, look at me, until you would have caught this move on 24th. It went from 209 to 217. Okay, so those stocks that have news, they were trending because of news or something, they have reported earnings, so you're looking at it post-year. This is how you catch those plays before the move happens. A stock is just telling you, if you're not getting a whole day trending up or a whole day trending down, it is still telling you, look at me, until you catch these moves. Now you're seeing here, volume went from 15 to 22. It went from 208 to 198. So the same stock, you're looking at it every day until you catch that move. Now look at what happened from Thursday to Friday. Volume went from 22 million to 9 million. Why is there such a huge drop? It's telling you, look at me. Now BA, I'm still anticipating for it to continue down. Okay. So this is how you can track those stocks that are reporting earnings. You want to track them if you can catch a pre-ER move, and also you're tracking post-ER. Let volume be your friend. You will catch those moves. It's the same stock that you are looking at post-ER. Okay, so we see here, this one 19, 15, 12. Then it's been doing here. We've not been having so much until it had this move here. So this one was 12, 13, 13, 13. Then we had this move slightly from 356 to 372. So you would have caught this move because you got curious with Meta since the volume dropped from 19 million to 12 million. Okay, so if you're not getting a whole day move, you're looking at it again until you catch that move, which happened on the 10th. Okay, then you start tracking it. Went from 22 to 17, saying, look at me. It went, this was the open, this was the high, this was the low. So it means some move was there. So even if it's not trending up the whole day, it's giving you a play for scalping. Okay, went from 19 million to 15, 15 to 12, telling you, look at me. The previous day, the low was 358. The next day, it went up to 376. And if you want to cut some of those swings, you have to look at volume. Then this went from 12, 16 to 21 million. You see, this is the reason if you are looking at it from, you would have caught this move before it happened on the 17th. It went from that 358 low all the way to 383 high. Okay, then volume now is reducing from 21, 17. Look at me, find out why the volume is going down. 17 to 15, look at me, why is the volume going down? It went up slightly here, and you can see the previous day, 382 low, the next day, 396 high. Okay, then it went to slightly above, but still 15 million here, it reduced. Then on Friday, volume went down. So it's telling you, look at me, something is not going right. The following day, this volume is helping you to know what is going to happen the following day. This analysis, you're looking at it at the end of the day. So this stock, when a stock is trending up, you know volume is up. It is telling you, look at me, Kashiro. Okay. Juju, this volume, when stocks are trending up, we know price and volume goes hand in hand. And you're not just thinking volume increases when price are going up only. Volume goes up even when a stock is bearish. It's a price action. You either have a bearish price action or a bullish price action. So if a stock is trending down like BA was, that volume went to 35 million. Okay, and then volume starts dropping. So you want to start monitoring it when the volume starts dropping, because that stock, it's whether it is trending up and volume is not going hand in hand, is telling you, look at me, something is going to happen the following day. If nothing happens, it is still telling you, look at me the following day until you catch a move. So this is important for post-ER. It is also important for pre-ER. You can catch some move pre-ER, or some of this volume can tell you the place that will be good for gambling. Tuko pamoja. So those people who struggle with finding plays, volume. Those people who don't know how to trade post-ER, volume. You want that calm after a storm. The storm happens when you have price action, stock is going up, volume is also going up. Or stock is dropping and volume is going up. It has to go hand in hand. If its price is going down, volume has to increase. If price is going up, volume has to increase. If you're seeing a discrepancy, it is telling you, look at me the following day. You must catch a move, and it should be a whole day trending up or a whole day trending down. But the end result is usually a bullish trend. Okay, so if you're having trouble finding plays, or you want to know when to catch something like FedEx, when it reported earnings, it was just going sideways. And you can see from just looking at volume, even if you don't know when that stock reported earnings. So this, when did it report? The volume, this is why it's not moving. There's not so much volume from this stock. Well, when did it drop? When did it report? Was it last year? When that volume went to 18 million, you can bet that's the day it reported ER. Yeah, it reported 19th December, Tuesday. Okay, this is when it reported, and this is when the volume went up. And you see it dropped from the previous day high, 283, to that day, it was 246, the open, and the low was 245. Now you start tracking it. You're looking, the volume the following day went from 18 million to 5 million, telling you, look at me. If nothing is happening, look at it again, dropped further to 3.4, 3.3, telling you, look at me. Okay, if you're not getting a whole day move, you're still looking at this stock. It went on to drop all the way to 1.9. Okay, so he's telling you, still telling you, look at me, look at me, look at me, until you catch that move. Okay, and we're seeing here, so here it went, so here it was telling you, look at me. This day, the price went up, but the volume reduced. You're seeing the high was 255, the previous day was 250, and still volume didn't go up. So it was telling you again, look at me. The next day, if nothing is happening, telling you, look at me. It dropped to 245, then went to 250, still telling you, look at me, because if you're not catching a whole day trend, it's supposed to be a whole day trending up or a whole day trending down. If that's not happening, you're still looking at that stock. So if you're seeing a day is going V A V is it opens high, comes down, goes back up. That's not a whole day trending up. If it is opening an inverted V, comes from down, goes up, pulls back, it's not a whole day trending up or down. You're still looking at it. And you can see the volume went reducing until this day we got a move here, 246 to 251. And then the next day now, volume is going hand in hand with price. And here on Friday, this was 12th. This was Friday. Still not much happening. You can't see, this is not a whole day trending up. So you keep tracking it until you get a move a whole day trending up or a whole day trending down. If that's not giving you that, then you're still looking at the same stock. So we know nothing much has been happening. So here it went up, here it dropped from 2.3 to 1.6, telling you, look at me. You're looking at that stock until you get a move. Now this Friday, it went from 250 to 254, but the volume didn't go much up. Here the volume reduced. So it's telling you some move is coming. You're still looking at this stock. You need to get a whole day trending up or a whole day trending down. This is kind of almost going sideways. That major move up or major move down is kind of like still going sideways. It means a move is coming. So you keep tracking the volume. Netflix. So you can clearly see the date reported here, 24th. Okay. Before you can see how volume was going sideways. When you were getting frustrated, look, 4.9, 4.6, 4.8, 4 million. Then here it went slightly up, 5.6, 5.2. Then the day reported here, volume went up. So now price is going hand in hand with volume. The next day, volume continued up. And you can see the open was 537. The high was 562. So volume is going hand in hand. Then what happened on 25th, on Thursday? Price went slightly up. This is the low, this was the high, this was the open, but look at the volume, reduced. Telling you, look at me on Friday. And that's what we caught, that move on Friday. 558 low, 561 open, 579 high. This is how you catch those moves. When volume went from 26 million to 9 million, telling you there's something wrong. Look at me tomorrow. That's how we're gonna do this if you want to catch those moves post-ER. Nikki, I know you're getting lost. You missed the class, but we've talked about this topic, so I'm not gonna focus on it so much. Just know this week, because we have good stocks that have reported earnings last week, and we have good stocks reporting this week, you start tracking the volume. You want that calm after a storm. When you see this, it's telling you, catch me on Friday. If you didn't catch Netflix on Friday, then it means you didn't do homework, you didn't know why it was there in the watch list, in the place for day trade, you don't know, you didn't do anything. This is why you're missing. Look at the volume, okay? So that's just a brief of how you're gonna be looking at volume post-ER, pre-ER, for these stocks that are reporting this week, and the stocks have already reported last week. Una swali? Juju, have I answered your question? Kashiro, tuko pamoja? Makina, tuko pamoja? This is how you find plays every day, especially post-ER. You want that calm after a storm. The storm, the waters are high. If you're in a boat in the waters, unapelekwa juu chini, you want that calm. This is what you're watching for. From 26 to 9 million is telling you, hey, tomorrow it's me and Netflix. This is what it did. Okay? Now,
So, Virginia, I have a question.
yeah,
So, from looking at that volume for Netflix, it was 26 on the day of earnings, it climbed up to 9,000, and Friday it gave us a 12. So, are we anticipating an increase on Monday? Because I'm seeing like the calm of 9,000 already, like, you know, it already calmed, and now we are going up. Because you look at a stock sometimes when the volume starts increasing, it increases maybe for 3, 4, 5 days before it comes again. So, and this is not in reference to only Netflix, maybe other stocks which are not having earnings. When you start seeing an increase in volume after a calm, can you anticipate, like, you know, more volume coming in the next day and the day after? It's just a question.
Is anybody on mute?
Virginia, if you are speaking, we cannot hear you.
sorry, my goodness. When did I mute myself? So what should happen to, what are the characteristics of a strong trend in terms of volume and price? Terry, uliuliza swali ukatoroka.
Niko hapa, sijatoroka.
What is the characteristic of a strong trend in terms of volume and price?
Of course, volume is directly proportional to price action. So the higher the volume, volume and price go together.
They go together. So if a stock is trending up and volume is going up, it's a strong trend. So it means you're not just looking at it on Friday. Here you are catching the calm after a storm. Then here volume was going hand in hand with price. So it means there can be continuation on Monday. Because a strong trend, the volume increases as the price increases, or the volume increases as the price reduces. So it means this one, it can continue with the trend tomorrow to go higher. Because now volume is going hand in hand with price. But it's not a guarantee, because you're seeing here, it reported earnings, volume went up. Then the next day, the volume went down. Okay, so volume should go hand in hand. A strong trend, the volume increases as the price goes up on a bullish trend, or the volume increases as the price goes down on a bearish trend. So this means you're still looking at Netflix. It can keep going up. But here, this volume analysis helps you to catch the move before it happens. So if you had come here and look at Netflix, it reported on 24th. You're looking at it 25th. When you see this, you salivate and you are planning. It's me and you tomorrow. Terry. Tuko pamoja? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes. So it's not just for earnings. It is any stock if you want to find stocks to trade. Especially those stocks that were trending because of some news, or they had news, or they are trending like semiconductors, or this stock reported earnings like Netflix. You want to catch it when this happens, because it's telling you tomorrow, it is me and you, look at me. and you don't miss such plays. Okay? So if you're still having trouble looking for plays, please focus on this volume. And especially now, because we have all these stocks reporting ER, that is how you will track those moves before they happen. Or you know, tomorrow it's me and Meta, or tomorrow it's me and MasterCard. That's how you get those moves before they happen, just by looking at volume. If volume is not going, if a stock is going up and volume is reducing, it's telling you, look at me tomorrow. Something is wrong. Okay?
Is the volume update on Yahoo real time? Like for example, during the day, sometimes some stocks don't run at open, and can you use that as a guide, like during the day, or you have to wait for end of the day?
You can use it as a guide during the day. Sometimes if you look at that volume, you can even find place to swing, because the volume on Yahoo Finance is real time. But you have to be very good in doing analysis. Don't just go with emotions. You're like, oh, volume. Or sometimes when the market open, volume is not there, and then volume catches up when we have momentum increasing. You see, like a stock like Airbnb. If you had looked at it when the market opened, probably didn't have volume. Then look at it later. Volume went crazy. Okay. So sometimes volume at the beginning of the day might not be there, but you're tracking volume in reference to the previous day. So you're looking, is this stock going to catch up on volume? Or if a stock had a volume of like Netflix, 25 million, and then the following day, the day is almost coming to an end and the volume is not even halfway. It's just telling you this stock, ni mimi na wewe, kesho. You and I tomorrow. Okay? Sawa sawa. Microsoft. What is reporting? I don't want to go by date. I'll just go with the stocks that are I pressed the unpressed mute. Oh. Let me see if my levels are tallying with this one. So Microsoft, this is my analysis. I'm not saying that's what will happen. And sometimes my analysis can be work, but it is supposed to continue up and it's supposed to hit at least 415. 415. Okay, so and it has an inside bar on Friday. Okay, so this is also every time a stock has an inside bar, it should be on top of your list for stocks to trade. Okay, so the move can happen before. So on Friday, it didn't, the reason it has an inside bar, it didn't make any range. Look at this, it didn't, barely went up, barely went down. So you want this. Always, whenever you start getting frustrated when stocks are not moving, just know this is a boiling pot. It's getting nice. Or if you're brewing tea. So don't be frustrated. It's just telling you tomorrow you should be looking at me. So don't always expect stocks to run like crazy, go up, or go down. You want that inside bar, because that inside bar, one inside bar or two inside bar is telling you it's a constriction, a move is coming. Okay, so it is at 404. It hit a high of 404.07. So it's not such a big move, but if you get a pullback before this, then it can be a possible swing. But if that moves happen now that we had an inside bar, then I'll be trading it to 415 and I'm done with it. Okay, it can go higher, yes, but that's the level that I'm looking at now, 415. if we're getting a pullback before then, if it pulls back, let's say to 400 or even below, it breaks below 400, then you have some room. And also depending on when it's reporting ER. But if it hits that level before then, if this is a play for tomorrow because it has an inside bar, then it means I'm done with it. I take my money, I wait for it. Post ER, we start hunting on the volume. Okay, but that's the minimum it should hit, 415. If it breaks that, it can go higher. If we're going by this, it can keep, it's supposed to go to 417, 420. Okay, but that's the level I'm looking at. That's my target level. Virginia's target level is 415. So depending, it's reporting on Tuesday. So if before Tuesday, we get a pullback or it goes to 415, that's it for me. I'm not gonna bother with it. Okay, AMD, and I'll post these levels in the group, but just take note. AMD also inside bar. So you guys were getting frustrated on Friday, but Friday they was telling you, boom, boom, let's go. We are going to have some action on Monday. AMD 193. It's around 177. So 193, it's reporting on Tuesday. So if it is pulling back or we get a move before then, that's especially for stocks reporting Monday and Tuesday. Some of them, the move can happen on Monday. If the move is not happening, just know if it is going to continue up, that's the level. If you want to gamble on it, then you're looking at that level. For me, this is bullish. Any stock that I say bearish, it can be bearish, or the pullback can happen on the ER, and then post ER, it goes to that 193 level. So you have to use your judgment. There's no way I'll be telling you guys gamble this, gamble that. It will be your own decision. Those are the levels you're looking at. Okay. BA, bearish. So it needs to stay below 214. Okay, and you see it has an inside bar. So we know the trend already is bearish. It is supposed to go to 186. 186. This level, 186. Okay, but it needs to stay. So if tomorrow it has an inside bar and it decides it wants to pull back, it can go to 214, but it needs to stay below 214 for it to go all the way down to 186. So I'm bearish on BA. Okay. I'm also bearish on ALGN. And this one, that's the one I told you guys don't forget. The stock moves like crazy for earnings. So it has a change of character. It's been going sideways. This is why any stock consolidating towards ER, like Netflix had a squeeze, any stock having a squeeze before earnings, or it's been consolidating. So look at this here, since December 28th, came down to this level, went up to the same level, came down slightly high, went up almost down. So it's going sideways. It's consolidating. Any stock you're seeing consolidating before earnings, always anticipate some big move out of it. Okay, so I'm bearish on this. I can be wrong, but I'm bearish. It needs to stay below 270 for it to go down to 244. So it's at 264. It can pull back, but it's reporting on Wednesday. If it stays below 270, then it's gonna go down to 244. Okay, LGN. Amazon, not a lot. So it's bullish. 165, not a lot for me. It's not a lot for me. But it can break that level. But it's not enough for me. Oh, why is it in my, oh, Thursday, the first? Yeah. 165, not enough for me, but that's what is supposed to happen. If it's not breaking 165, then we might get a pullback. Then because it's reporting on Thursday, you can watch for that 165. It's at 160, so it's just 5 points away. It hit 160 and pulled back immediately. So this one, not so much for me. Now I have CVX, which is bearish, but XOM, I don't know. It can go either direction. It's reporting on Friday. So if it's bearish, not a lot, it needs to be below 97. It can go to 95. If it's bullish, it needs to be above 97. If it's bearish, it needs to be below 104 to go to 95. If it's bullish, it needs to be above 197 to go to 107. Not a lot, but sometimes these small ATR stocks can surprise you. Okay, but CVX is just bearish. That's what I am seeing on the chart. Okay, so CVX below 155. It needs to stay below 155. It will drop to 129. I don't know how true that is. 129. Okay. So that can be a good gamble if the problem with these energy stocks, it's not a level that can be hit in one day because that stock, that's not the history of this stock. Always look at the history before you gamble. That's not the history of this stock. It just, like here, it moved 156 to 144, almost about 10 points, and it was already bearish. So it can be points. It looks, yeah, lucrative, but it can be points over time because that's not how this stock moves. Okay, you can see here, it doesn't move like that. So don't anticipate that move can be in one night. Okay. MA is crazy also. I don't know how true it is. 460. Not a lot. Okay, it's at 438, so 460. Supposed to go to 460. It needs to stay above 418. Okay, so it's reporting on Wednesday. It needs to be above 418. If it's above 418, it can go to 460. Okay, so sometimes you might get, if you're seeing such a gap with the difference for the level it needs to stay above, it can also pull back to that 418 before it goes back up, or it can stay above 418 and go to 460. Okay, it's bullish. MRK, not a lot. But this one's last time, it did well. Post-year, you see what happened? It went sideways, and then it has been bullish since November 30th all the way here. So when you see such a stock that has already made a move, I don't expect much of it. So from here to 123, it needs to stay above 116 to go to 123, not a lot. So don't make a mistake of such stocks because it has already done what it was meant to do. Okay, it is just 3 points away. So be cautious of this. Okay. Whirlpool, bearish. Needs to stay below 119 to go to 106. I don't know if that's enough, but it needs to go back to 106. It can break 106, but if it's above 119, you're no longer looking at puts, you're looking at calls. So the level I'm talking about, it really needs to, because if it breaks above that level, it becomes bullish. If it breaks below that level, it becomes bearish. So this one, 119, if it doesn't stay above 119, it will go to 106. QCOM, QCOM needs to stay above 144. Okay. It needs to stay above 144 for it to go to 161. I don't know if that will be enough. 161. Okay. Google, I don't know. Meta, make up decision. Don't include me. It can come down. I don't know. When I was training some people this morning, when you look at finviz.com, there is not even one name for that Zubaka guy. He is not selling. He's waiting for 400. There is not even one sell by that guy. He usually takes advantage. Every time Meta moves, he's selling. There's nothing the entire week. He sold not even one share. So he's waiting for that 400. This one doesn't make me happy. I don't even think it will hit 400. 398. So that's why I'm not looking at it. But we'll see. It has earnings on Thursday. That guy, there's not even one. I think there's only one guy who sold a few shares. But if you're not seeing Zubaka, just be worried, because it means he's timing. The minute it hits that level, you'll see all the selling you've never seen. So this one is not on my most enticing ER until post-year. I'm waiting for it post-year. SMCI, and look at it tomorrow because it has an inside bar double top. It's reporting on Tuesday, and I don't have much. If it pulls back, you know this stock pulls back a good number. If we get a good pullback, it needs to stay. So it can pull back to 350. If it pulls back before ER, then we can ride it back up. It is supposed to go to 500 and 530. How comes I'm saying it's not 530? It's supposed to go to 530. But the problem with this thing, it can pull back hard. But it's supposed to go to 530. I'm hoping it pulls back tomorrow. Okay, so it needs to stay above 3. If you're seeing that huge gap, the problem with these stocks that had a gap, it is so hard because it can feel the same gap pulling back. And you're seeing how big that gap is. From 350, and it's now at 474. So if it can pull back, it can pull back all the way down to 350. That is over 120 points. Okay. So depending on what semiconductors do tomorrow, if it is going up and it doesn't hit that 530, I don't know. That 530 is not bad. That's like 25 plus 30, 55 points. Okay. Apple is not even showing me 200. I said Marie will be 5 years before Apple hits 200. Still not showing me 200. It's just 198. Okay, UPS. So I'll write down these levels, but I hope you're taking notes. I'm not seeing much. UPS 162. What is that? But it can pull back to 152. And it's consolidating. Now, this is the reason why I'm not seeing anything, because it's consolidating. So 152, 162. Whoever wins this, if it's not happening pre-ER, now the stocks that are consolidating before earnings, they can be a good play. but it's not giving me any level above it. I have to look at it again because it's consolidating. Okay. This for Donna. Now, Donna, this is the one interesting you. Yeah, it can be a, what is the ticker? Argen? Yeah,
Yeah.
let me see. Always look at the volume on the stock, please.
Mhm.
It has hit the target level. You see, it's been bullish. But this is reporting. Where were Donna? What is wrong with you? This one is reporting on 15th. We are looking at stocks reporting this week. Majamen.
I'm sorry, it keeps pulling up on my analysis. It keeps coming up. That's why I asked about it.
We are talking
Wait.
about stocks reporting this week. Okay.
Wait a minute. I thought I saw it on Friday, but okay. Yes, it's not reported yet.
It is reports. Are you talking about, you know, there are two stocks. There is
Yeah.
REGN and there is RGEN. So which one are you talking about?
That one there. So disregard me. I won't disrupt class.
This is
Muted.
the other one.
Yeah, no,
This
not
one
that.
is
That
also-
one too.
This one is reporting on Friday. So which one are you talking about?
REGERON, that one.
Which
That
one?
one. The one you have on the screen.
The pharmaceutical?
Yeah, that one there. Yeah. Where's my notebook?
This one
Oh,
never
God.
even doesn't like
Because it was over the 20 EMA and it was over I
So
think the
I
50.
have 980 for this one, but it
Okay.
needs to stay above 900 to 934. It has a huge, I don't like these huge gaps. It needs to stay above 900 to 934, but I have 980. I just don't know how the contracts look like. Okay. ABBV, not a lot. $169, not much. Okay, because the reason is, this is why it's important to look at post-ER. You see here, it reported earnings went sideways for all this time, then it's been bullish. So you're not expecting a big move in between because it's already been going up from 137 to 167. So it's up 30 points. This is why I really insist on looking at stocks post-ER. Okay, you would be in this play and probably you'll be holding, saying I'm holding a runner, but you've made money with it all this move. So this one, you're not expecting some major move in between. Okay. Any other I'm forgetting? Google, I'm not seeing much. Could be wrong, but you see the move post-ER from 121 all the way to 154. It's up 30 points. And this is a small ATR stock. There's no way you can expect it to go 50 points. And it has an inside bar, so look at it on Monday. Now, that's for earnings. I want to finish early today. I want to talk about stocks that are not reporting earnings. Okay. Who can guess number one? What is number one? Now, when I'm seeing NVIDIA, what is number one? I told you guys, SMCI is the new AVGO. You guys are, you're, oh my God. NVIDIA. You guys are obsessed. You're obsessed with AVGO. Look at that. It has an inside bar. MSTR. Not much for MSTR, but we'll look at it also. NVIDIA, it needs to stay above 597 for it to go to 645. Ugh. It hit 610. It hit 628. So even going back to retest this 628 is still good point. So we had an inside bar. This is the previous high, 628. You know, the range that day was 625. So it, you know, went above it slightly. So even if it's going to retest, it's still a good play, but it is supposed to go to 645. What were in AVGO? That's NVIDIA. Netflix is still here. Netflix is supposed to go to 604, but it needs to stay. So if you get a pull, these levels I'm saying it needs to stay above. It means if this stock pulls back fast, it needs to stay above. So for NVIDIA, it needs to stay above 597. So if you get a pullback fast and it goes to 597, then you're riding it back up. But the minute it breaks that 597, you're no longer looking at calls, you're looking at puts. That is what it means. Okay. So it needs to stay. So it means it can pull back to 597. But the minute it's breaking that 597, you're no longer looking at calls, you're now looking at puts. But if it's above 597, you're riding it up. Don't expect that 645 to be hit in one day. It means that's where it's headed, to 645. So the market structure, pullback, continuation, pullback, continuation. Okay, NVIDIA, number 1. Netflix, number 2. Okay, Netflix still has room to go to 700. We still have room, but it is supposed to go to 604. It needs to stay above 480. So it means if it's pulling back, you can pull back for it. Now, the reason you're seeing has such a huge gap is because it filled this huge gap. So it can pull back all the way to that 480. If it's rejecting that 480, that's like 100 points difference. It means it wants to go up, but it's supposed to continue up to 604. Okay, Leroy, your stock is here. Oh, it has 2 inside bars. Okay, so this one needs to stay above 214 to 207. So it can pull back to, oh, it's already below 214. It's below to, oh, Snow is bearish. My goodness, Snow is bearish. It needs to stay below 214 to 207. So if it pulls back, it can pull back to 207, or it can even pull back to 214. We know the high was 216. Was it 216 or what? What was the high? 211. Really, I thought it was higher. Yeah, because it was if you don't look at the lower time frame, you might miss this high if you're just looking at the daily chart. It hit 216 on Wednesday. So if it pulls back and it stays below 207 to 214, get puts is supposed to go to 186. Snow is bearish. Really? So Snow is bearish? When is it reporting? I still has time. Okay, Snow, bearish. Alta, bullish. 517. It needs to stay above 362. That's the gap. Okay. It needs to stay above 362. So it means it can pull back to that 362. But if it's not pulling back, it's going up, it is supposed to go to 517. It is at 493. So that can be a 17 plus point, 20 plus point move. It's consolidating on this 1 hour. So it's supposed to be bullish continuation to 517. Okay. Watu wa AVGO na hata sikuiangalia. Sijui mnataka nini na ADB. We have an inside bar. Woo! Okay. It needs to stay above 606. If it breaks below 606, you're no longer looking at calls, you're looking at puts. But above 606, it is supposed to go to 651. Wachana na hata hiyo 633. It is supposed to go to 651. Okay. LMT. It's bearish. We have an inside bar. Ooh, hey. Hii wiki ni mapesa Kashiro. Mapesa. Inside bar. It is bearish. Okay. It is supposed to stay. Oh, it's bullish. Oh. It is bullish. It is bullish. It needs to stay above 420 to 405. So it can pull back. It can continue down to 420. It's at 429. So it can continue down. That's what it means. It can continue down to 420. It can continue down even further down to 405. So as long as it does not break below 405, this is meant to go back up to 476. 476. So this is a post ER. Track the volume. Track the volume, please. This is post ER. It's supposed to go to 476, but it can continue down to 420. It can continue down to 405. As long as it's above 405, you're riding it back up. If it breaks 405, continuation. That's what it means. CRM. Ugh. Bullish. Needs to stay inside. Ooh. It needs to stay above 271. So it can pull back to 271. Or if it stays above it, it is supposed to go to 288. 288. It's supposed to break this level to go to 288. CRM. Tesla, bearish continuation. Okay. So, inside bar. Why? It can pull back to 196. If it doesn't break above 196, you're getting puts. It is supposed to go to 160. Okay. If it breaks 196, you're no longer looking at puts, you're looking at calls. Tuko pamoja. I hope you guys are understanding this. So when I post, I'll post the levels, you understand what I'm talking about. Okay, so this one, bearish continuation. Viv, the 220 is finally almost coming. Okay. It needs to stay above 200. So it has 208. It can pull back to that 200. If it is above 200, you're getting calls. It is going to 220. If it breaks 200, you're no longer looking at calls. You're looking at puts. DG. This one looks very terrible. How comes I didn't look at costs? So it was consolidating. It's not been doing really well. And it is bearish. Okay. If it doesn't break 142, so this is at 133, it can go up to 142. If it does not break 142, you see this consolidation. If it doesn't break above 142, then you're getting puts. It is supposed to go to 117. I don't know how true that is. 117. But this one is a small ATR stock, so don't expect that move to happen in a day. And you see that it means it's going to break this support to go lower because this is 122. Okay. Let me look at your AVGO that you people are obsessed with. I think it's good. It's bearish. Why is it bearish? That is, oh, it's 2 hours. AVGO is bearish. Okay, so if it goes up, AVGO, you're fine. You're fine. I don't know why it's bearish and NVIDIA is bullish. This one has a change of character. You see why? We have a change of character. Oh. Okay, and you guys will be like, so it needs to stay, it can break above 1220 for the pullback, but it needs to stay below 1245. Okay, so I know it's bearish. It it's bullish, it has a change of character after it created this lower low. So it can pull back to 1220 to 1245. If it does not break 1245, get puts. You're reading it down. Wait. Oh, yeah. You're writing it down to 1174. Terry, are you happy now?
Yeah.
So that's the outlook for AVGO. I think it's the only semiconductors that looks bearish. I don't know why. Yeah. Now, SPY. SPY needs to stay above 477. No, Terry, character development. So SPY, wewe ngoja manini. Mary, go to turn on the TV. We have a double top. Okay, so SPY needs to stay. So it means it can pull back to 477. It needs to stay above 477 to 468. If it does, then it's supposed to go to 491. Okay, 491. QQQ, those levels are levels it can pull back to. Now that we're seeing some stocks are going to be bearish. So QQQ, it has a change of character. QQQ, it needs to stay above, you're fine. It needs to stay above 411. So it means it can pull back to 417 to 411. Take this. Why are you awake? It needs to stay above 411 to 417. If it does that, it can go to 430. Okay. SML, post ER. Bullish, not so much, but it needs to stay above 824. It can go to 870. Donna. It can go to 870.
Thank you.
SML. Okay. So I don't have a lot to talk about today. I'll post those levels. We just need to watch for those levels. Either we're gonna get a pullback or we'll have continuation. But please post earnings, track the volume. Track the volume if you want to catch those moves. Okay. Any questions? Anyone who feeling pained with their stock? So if you have any stock you want me to look at, just MSTR looks bullish, coin looks bearish, and sometimes they don't go the same direction. Okay. So write them in the chat, in the levels chat room. The stocks you want me to look at, don't give me more than 10, more than 5, one person. And then some of these stocks is just a headache doing all those math. Okay. Kama kuna swali leo, we are finishing early. We're just going to enjoy because it means Monday, everything has an inside bar, inside bar, inside bar. It means on Monday, kesho, it's gonna be fun, fun, fun. Oh, GS is supposed to go up also. I know it is supposed to go to 397. I know. You guys want it to go down, but it is supposed to go up. I'll post the levels. The rest, if I've not mentioned, like here, any stock that is consolidating, I don't get much out of it. This one is consolidating. ENPH, not much. I don't think I looked at Lulu. But I'll look at most of these stocks tonight. But the ones that I've given the levels, those are the top ones that I'm expecting at least some good points out of them. Where? Okay. Any questions? You could cool around and could make money. All these ERs, I'm telling you, post ER. If you're not dancing around making money, kuna shida. Look at this. What is this? Any questions? Umenyamaza, swali. Watu wa AVGO, they're not happy. Irene and Kashiro is already divorcing AVGO. Yeah. So I have nothing much. This week we have tons of plays. Tons of plays. It would be you in a field, marikiti, you're just trying to pick whatever vegetables you want. Tons of plays this week. Okay. Kama hakuna swali, mimi ninaenda. Atie. Atieno, how are you doing? There are people who are too quiet in this group.
Hey, Lady V, I'm here. What's up?
Have you heard all those monies we are talking about?
I am hearing, I have noted, I am waiting. And let's make this money, guys.
Yeah. So this week, if you guys can remember, we had the same week 3 months ago. It was Meta, Microsoft, and look at Microsoft. Since that earning to date, it has been going up. So these are this is the best week this quarter. You will not get another week like this. You see what happened to Microsoft? The last year went up, kidogo, pull back inside bar. This one broke support. Since that October went up, consolidation, continuation. So this week is usually the best week when all these stocks are reporting. It's the best week in reporting earnings. When you have all the text, those big tech stocks, Google, Apple, Microsoft, Meta. Okay. So this is when you don't want to miss trading. I'll look for those semiconductor, all of them, and then post the levels. But just because you guys know semiconductors go as a pack, if one stock is reporting earnings, I know LRCX didn't do what the rest were doing. So don't have one assumption because this one went up, this will also go up. LRCX dropped. Don't order anything, Wewe. Okay. So don't have one assumption. Now, LRCX Kavi, it's post-year, start tracking the volume. Okay. And we know most stocks are what? Overbought. Look at Microsoft is overbought. So don't expect a lot of move here. That's why I said 415. If it's not going above it, we're looking at it pulling back post-year. Okay. So for stocks that are overstretched. But tunabambana hii wiki. Hey, mapesa. Say mapesa, Marie. Say mapesa. Okay. Richard, you can't be too quiet like that. For a whole month, you've not talked to me. What's wrong with you?
I'm here. Don't worry. I'm gonna get with you
Really?
soon. We're talking.
Huh?
We're gonna talk. We're gonna talk soon.
For over 1 month, you've not said anything to me, and you are happy. Hey, hey. Okay. Sawa, sawa. Okay. So I'll post all those levels before I go to bed. Mostly Sunday is the day I do all the donkey work. And then we make this money this week. Post year for me is key. So I'm not gonna be gambling a lot of stocks. Not unless I see some. Mostly those ones reporting Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, if we get any pullback before then. But it is going to be a good week. ADB on top, Netflix on top, Nvidia on top. Okay. Those have nothing to do with earnings. Okay. Nvidia might be affected by SMCI, but ADB, Tesla, continuation. BA, continuation. Wairini. Okay. Don, sign us off.
Okay, guys, let's make this money. Have a great weekend.
Weekend imeisha wewe. Have a great week, not weekend.
Not true.
Sawa sawa, kwaherini.
I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Okay.